Welcome into Texans Today, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and just having to come to you Saturday morning, a little bit before Red River rivalry game, with a little bit of Texans injury news. Had to make a quick video before the amazing college football slate on today. Let me know, what game are you looking forward to most in today's college football? But not a great video that I wanted to make this morning, where the news came out. Kamari Lassiter, he's out Sunday up against the New England Patriots, and it could be a little bit longer. According to Aaron Wilson, he could miss multiple games with a scapula injury, which, if you're not a medical professional like I am, and I had to look it up, it's his shoulder blade. He has a shoulder injury. He could miss multiple games. Not what you want to hear. Kamari Lassiter, I thought, been doing a pretty good job. I mean, he had that one missed coverage up against Keon Coleman in the Buffalo Bills game, but besides that, he's been really good. He's been a hard hitter, maybe part of the reason why he got the injury, but he's been a really big part of this Texans defense so far. Without him the next couple of games, that's not looking good for the Texans and where they want to go moving forward. Now, they're already missing Nico Collins for 4 games. Could they contemplate putting Kamari Lassiter on short-term IR as well? Because if he's supposed to miss multiple games, if that's going to leak into 3 or 4 games, they might want to put him on IR to open up another roster spot and make another move. Now, according to multiple reports, D'Angelo Ross should get the first crack at it this Sunday up against the Patriots, starting opposite of Derek Stingley. So we should see Derek Stingley and then D'Angelo Ross on the other side. Am I super confident in that? No, I don't feel super good about D'Angelo Ross on the other side. I think he's okay. He's, played in spurts for this Texans team. They also have Chris Boyd, Miles Bryant, and Kadar Holman on this team. But the depth isn't looking that great to me, in my opinion. It's nothing where I'm like, oh yeah, I feel super confident in this team with D'Angelo Ross, Chris Boyd, Miles Bryant, Kadar Holman on the other side. I think they're all like serviceable guys. But I think this is the time where you contemplate making a move, either in a trade or in free agency. But in free agency, there's a couple guys that are still out there that could help this Texans team. Looking at you, Xavier Howard as one guy. Patrick Peterson is another guy. Brandon Faison is another corner that is on the free agent market right now. All guys the Texans could possibly bring in if the Kamari Lassiter injury is 3 to 4 weeks. I want to know from you, though, at home. Let me know. Should the Texans sign or trade for a cornerback? I want to hear from you, though. Let me know down in the comment section. Give me a yes, give me a no. Maybe give me a name of somebody you want the Texans to sign or trade. I know Emmanuel Forbes of the Washington Commanders has been rumored multiple times to the Houston Texans in trade articles. Maybe that's a possibility. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Let's go to some more injury news for the Houston Texans. Jimmie Ward, he is going to be out this week with that groin injury. That means it's going to be a lot of Eric Murray, Kalen Bullock on the backside. And kind of going along with what I was just saying with the cornerback room, maybe the Texans look at bringing in another safety. Micah Hyde could be a name that's out there. Maybe they, on the trade block, I talked about it in a video the other day, maybe a Budda Baker from the Arizona Cardinals, even though the Cardinals are looking pretty good right now. I don't know if they're going to be willing to trade any of their players closer to the trade deadline, but Jimmie Ward's still out, and I say maybe look at adding another safety, not because I don't think Jimmie Ward is good, even though I do think Kalen Bullock and Eric Murray might be better as, safeties on the back end, guys who can cover deep balls. I just, he's been injured. He's been injured so much. The past 2 years, Jimmie Ward has been out. So might look at adding players in the secondary if you're the Houston Texans. Nick Caserio, if you're watching, hit me up. I might have a couple of ideas for you. Another guy who is out, Robert Woods. And I know you're saying, oh, Robert Woods out. That's not a huge deal. But with Nico Collins out, Robert Woods is a sure-handed veteran. He's a guy that, he's not a flashy guy. He's not a guy that's going to put up a ton of numbers, but he's somebody that this team trusts. I mean, look, when there was a muff punt, who did they put in at punt return? They put in Robert Woods. I mean, people forget the end of the Bills game. What set up the Texans to get that field goal? It was Robert Woods with that punt return. So that's going to be a little bit of a hit as well with Robert Woods missing this game. I have some more injury news around the Houston Texans, some positive injury news. So I'll turn things around, maybe a little bit more on the positive side in just a moment, but I couldn't do today's show if it wasn't for our amazing sponsor over at PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action, and I actually have my PrizePicks right here. Let me open it up for you, because college football Saturday should have some interesting picks. I know I just mentioned Red River rivalry game. Let's look at, I got Isaiah Bond, 65.5 receiving yards. You can go more or less on that. I mean, the slate today is insane. Oregon versus Ohio State. Running back Jordan James, 77.5 rush yards. More or less on that. And then Colorado KSU tonight. Shedeur Sanders, 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that's easily a more. So if you think you know ball, if you're like, you know what, I know football, head over to PrizePicks right now and get that money. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't? If you know, then you can get some real cold hard cash in less than 60 seconds. I can't even speak straight. I'm so excited for PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to get the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. If you need any of that information, it'll be down in the comment section and description of today's video. So let's get to some positive injury news for the Houston Texans. Joe Mixon trending towards playing on Sunday. Was a participant on practice Thursday and Friday, was looking good, running around out there. Hasn't played since that illegal hip drop tackle in week 2 up against the Chicago Bears, dealing with that ankle injury, but he's trending towards playing on Sunday. Something big for this Texans offense, especially with their main guy Nico Collins out right now. Getting a guy like Joe Mixon back could be massive for Bobby Slowick and company. Also, another running back that should be playing on Sunday, Dameon Pierce. We haven't seen him since week 1. He should be playing on Sunday. So some guys slowly starting to get back on this Texans offense. Offensive line, obviously the big boys up front, they usually get a couple rest days. They should be good. Titus Howard, Kenyon Green both practiced on Friday. The question is, Titus Howard, he was a late decision scratch up against the Buffalo Bills. Will he start this week, or could the Texans go with rookie Blake Fisher once again at right tackle? That should be interesting. I wonder if, even if they're saying like, Titus Howard is 80%, would you rather have a 85% Titus Howard or 100% Blake Fisher? Something I'm really interested in seeing, because they drafted Blake Fisher in the 2nd round. A swing tackle guy, he's really young as well. So obviously they want to kind of like get him along to possibly be the starter at right or left tackle in the future. Could the future be now? Could they be like, Blake Fisher might be a better option than Titus Howard? I'm not sure on that. I thought he played okay up against the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, had a couple moments here or there where you could tell he was a rookie. But I'm really interested to see what this Texans offensive line coach and Bobby Slowick and the coaching staff decide on. Do they start Blake Fisher or do they start Titus Howard? Let me know your thoughts down below. Should they start Titus Howard or should they start Blake Fisher? What do you think about the Texans offensive line? Now let's go over to the New England Patriots, where they actually had, a lot of names on there, but a lot of questionables. Like Kyle Duggar was one name that was questionable for them. Kendrick Bourne, Marcus Jones, Anfernee Jennings, Sione Takitaki. All those guys were questionable. One guy, though, is out for the New England Patriots on Sunday. It's their starting running back, Rhamondre Stevenson. Had a good game up against the Miami Dolphins, was injured late in that game. Will not be playing on Sunday for Drake May's first start. Interesting. Very interesting to see how this Patriots offense will look with Drake May, also without their number 1 running back. Antonio Gibson, he will get the lion's share of the carries, I assume. He will be the lead back for the New England Patriots on Sunday. But I wonder if this changes things up. I mean, I know Drake May, first start in his NFL career. I wonder, now that they don't have their starting running back, how much do they throw the ball with Drake May? Do they kind of throw him to the wolves with this Texans pass rush and say, hey, go out there and throw the ball 40 times? Or do they kind of mix in Antonio Gibson and some of the other backs they have over there in New England and say, hey, no, we're still going to run the ball because we have a rookie quarterback and we want to make it a little bit easier on him? Very interesting to see what the Patriots are going to do on offense this Sunday. And reminder, I'll be live this Sunday, Texans Patriots. I'll be doing another live watch party. So join in on all the action. It'll be a ton of fun and some giveaways, a tailgate-like atmosphere. I'll be doing play-by-play. It'll be a ton of fun rooting on our Houston Texans this Sunday. So don't miss out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have your notifications turned on and never miss a beat of Texans football here on Texans Today with your very own Jeremy Chuggs.